And we are live. Let's go.
Hey Chris, bro. This one of those songs you get on Bush, bro. You know how them niggas back. If we get in a shootout, I'ma get that kid like a Russian. I say, money just brought a pound under pressure. We been smoking exotic body. I get the kid like a Russian. Quarterback sack, bitch, I'm Russian. Count all the cash in American, English, Spanish, Chinese, and Russian. I made your hair like concussion. She give me hair like concussion. Love when she suck with a tongue and she put in a throat like a motherfucking cushion. White police look at me crooked. I'm a young nigga getting that money, that's why. Look at that, I just bitch crooked. Why all you bitches be ugly, them beady ass eyes. You getting jewelry taken. You claim that you told him, how come you ain't let that bitch fly? I never get jewelry taken. My bitch will shoot you in the face if you think about trying.
All right. That's the intro. Here we go. So this is day whatever. I don't know what day in development I'm in, but I just want to update on what I've gotten completed so far today. Obviously had to work a full day today, so didn't have much time, but I did what I could. And I'm also at kind of a standstill right now with some of the automations, but I've got about 5-6 hours worth of work done today. So obviously this website was created. It does need some fine tuning for sure. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean that's I got a business name also. I am officially Task Urge, which I mean it is what it is. I needed to have .com. Obviously right now it doesn't say .com, but that's because I'm still in development. So this is just a draft of the website. This is working off my IP and stuff like that. This is not the actual website, but I mean it works as an actual website, but nobody can see it yet because it's not published. It's not even connected to the domain, but I did purchase the domain, so I have taskurge.com, so nobody's taking it. So it is mine. So it's just a couple little Yeah, that's the only problem about being like a draft is everything works off of my own internet, and some of the stuff is kind of slow. So, ooh, lightning. All right, well I'm gonna skip that for now. But in depth, it goes in depth. And also, I've completely, not shifted, but I was already planning to do this. It's just I've reworked a lot of things today. So I've officially reworked the entire dashboard here for the actual assistant. So now it has completely different instructions, very similar to the original ones. But right now it's categorized into 4 categories, right? So basically how it's going to work is a business comes in. They're going to have a system prompt here, obviously, based on who they are, what their needs are. And it's going to be different for every business. But in general, I want to use one style of an assistant. I want it to be a one style assistant. I don't want to have 7 different assistants for 7 different companies. I want to have one assistant that works for 7 different companies. And how are you going to say I'm going to do that? Well, it's going to be plumbing, HVAC, roofing, and electricians. So how I've coded it here, well, not coded, prompted it here, is a client configuration. So every client is going to be onboarded with their specific information into these variable slots, which is subject to change because every business obviously has different things. They offer different services. They have all these different, some of them don't take cash, some of them don't take, you get what I'm saying. So that's always a variable. And now it understands that it can be classified into 4 categories, which are industries, which will be HVAC, electricians, roofing, and plumbing. So it already knows that. So this has been completely reworked. Obviously, right now, it answers with a template, which is Summit Air Solutions, which is a fake company with fake business hours because it's for testing purposes so that I know the bot does what it's supposed to do, right? So that was reworked today. That's something that I spent a good amount of time on. Nothing really much done to the Excel sheet, I don't think. I don't think I did anything. I don't think I did anything on this. I haven't even touched it today, honestly. Mainly because I have somebody redesigning the dashboard because, like I said, this is what I created and was able to do, but honestly, it's very subpar. So on the website, oh, it's not loaded, but it's here on the website. As you can see, it's actually showing what template they're going to be using. I'm going to rework a lot of this stuff. This is just something so I can have a privacy policy. As you can see, now I have a privacy, well, it's not going to load, but I have a privacy policy and a terms of service because I needed to have that. So now that I have that, I'm able to actually start onboarding because I have to state with my business that I'm going to be recording phone calls. It's illegal to record phone calls, and a part of the process that I create is it records phone calls. And the main reason for that is so I can study what the bot's doing based off of like certain businesses and hear the calls out. I'm like, okay, wait, why is it doing that? Like, you know what I mean? For research purposes. Kind of at a standstill here with with the number setup service because mainly because I don't have an LLC filed yet. So obviously ran into another problem here. So what did I do? I went ahead and filed for an LLC. So LLC, EIN, and all that stuff's coming in. I expedited it, so it should take 2 days. So the plan is this should be up and running within the next couple days. So I wasn't really able to do as many workflows as I wanted to. I wasn't really able to do that mainly because now let me get to the creme de la creme. Here we have kind of reworked a lot of this stuff. Obviously, organized it a little bit better. Task urge master template. This is going to be all the actual workflows being built out. I have task urge lead capture, which is obviously the same thing that I've displayed before. I added a couple of extra things on there. Before it was just here through there. I've also changed a couple things, which would be okay, this isn't going to make much sense to a lot of people, but I basically put it into all this where it's subject to variable, right? So everything here is going to be a working process, but it's subject to variable. And the main reason for that is because a lot of these things are going to be different based on what the business has. And obviously I've inputted these variables here. So these are some of the variables right now, which would be owner name, all this stuff is subject to change. So as soon as those things change, it automatically will change inside of the actual workflows. That was really complicated. But now, what I've done here is I've built a notification payload, which right here, it takes all those variables here, and then it'll output that data. And what that's going to do is going to, it says right here, call task urge owner notification v1, which basically means it's going to start into the next step, which will be owner notification. So after the lead's been processed, been obviously put into this Excel sheet, what it's going to do next automatically would be notify the owner of the lead. And this is kind of how it's going to work. So it's automatically going to start this bot as soon as the first process is all the way done through. Then it's going to build a notification message, which I've kind of done some rough ends of this, which I can display right now off of pin data. So we're going to execute the workflow, open it up, and this is basically what it's outputting here, which this is going to be the potential message that they would receive. This is what it would look like. I'm not able to really show you that right now, mainly because, like I said, I don't have the number thing set up just yet. I'm not a real business, so I'm not able to do mass messaging like how I want to do. So when that comes through, obviously it's a work in progress, but right now this is what the potential message would look like, summarizing it, customer's name, phone number, blah, 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 blah. And then obviously the same things for email subject, what it would look like. Obviously these things are subject to change. This is another variable, as you can see in here. It should state it's a variable because they are subject to change based on the variables that I stated before. And then obviously the email body, what the email's gonna have in it, which I can always change. But for right now, it's gonna maintain the recording, which honestly for the message I probably will end up taking out because I mean really, if you're a business owner, do you really want to fucking play the recording of the phone call you just got? I don't know. If you watched the video and you got this far, comment below if you were a business, would you want to see the recording that your phone just got of the message of this blah blah blah? Would you really want to see that? Like I feel like I wouldn't. Not gonna lie. So after all that, once this is activated, then it becomes the rest of the process, which will be send a message to the business owner, send a message to the customer, notify everybody, and then that will be the second workflow will be completed. Basically, it's just a process of making all these workflows work together so it can do an entire front office automation, just be the front of the business, okay? So how long? Only 9 minutes in. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. I think I've labeled it now. Yeah, there we go. Task urge receptionist. Like I said before, this number is not relevant in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be forwarded from the original business's phone number. So it's not like they have to rework their entire business to be my receptionist's phone number. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and call it. I have a plumbing problem. Obviously, I'm muted, but I've trained the bot to let's see.
Air Solutions specializes in HVAC services such as heating, cooling, and indoor air quality. We do not provide plumbing services. If you need assistance with your air conditioning, heating, or related systems, I'd be happy to help. Otherwise, you may want to contact a local plumbing company for your issue. Is there anything related to heating or cooling that I can assist you with today?
No, that's it. Wrong call. My bad. Sorry. Alright, so that did what it was supposed to do. Now, if I were to change the client configuration here, obviously, change all this information and change the industry and all this other stuff, then it would understand it's a different industry and it will apply to a different rule set. Right now, it knows it's an HVAC assistant, so it's going to stay as an HVAC assistant. The call should have been logged. Um, well, it's actually, yeah, so here it is. It was just logged right now as a no lead. So it still got logged, but now it's no longer classifying as a partial lead, which was a problem in yesterday's video. So now I'm going to call again, and we're going to give it some fake information. My AC is not working, and I need some help. Jack Barn. 713-666-2026. 123 ABC Street. This is located at Oompa Loompa Factory Town. It's in Tomball. Smart, smart. It's doing that. I didn't even know it could do that. 77022. This is my first time reaching out. It's not cooling at all. Like it's turning on, but the compressor's not actually like working. No, nothing like that. It's just not cooling. Yes, if you can call me back tomorrow at 9 a.m., that would work perfect for me. Thank you. I did a lot better than I expected. That did a lot better than I expected. Not gonna lie. What's happening? Oh, there it is. Sorry. I was a little nervous there. Yeah, clearly got to fix something here. It's lowercase. That's just a dumb code problem. But other than that, here's Jack Barn. Here's his number. Here's his address. Tomball, State, Texas. Customer type is new. Um, yeah, this is just making my life difficult. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, and once you do that, that should work. No, I don't want to do. I don't want to do. I don't want to do shitty workarounds. Because that is a workaround because I know there's something wrong with the code. It's sending out the message saying new, but I'll get into that on my own. But it says tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm definitely going to change that to where it can understand what tomorrow means because right now, obviously, tomorrow at 9 a.m., like, what if that's last week? You know what I'm saying? So there's little kinks in here and there that I'm going to continue fixing, but it's classified everything correctly. It scored that lead as 100, which if anybody else, I would have scored that lead also as 100 because mainly, like, I mean, come on. That was everything that a business would ever need. And then it would obviously organize all this into automatic messages to the owner. Which, I mean, tell me what y'all think. If you watched this far, if anybody watched this far, please tell me what you think about this bot. Like, I feel like the questions it was asking was, and it knew exactly what to do. It knew exactly its job. I think it worked perfectly as designed. A little bit of kinks here, but like I said, they're very easy to fix. Um, I don't know why lead status is a completely different thing. But I can reclassify all this. I just gotta rework the code. Which it would just be some. I could just give you a brief example of what that would look like. It would just be in update complete leads, and when you would go here, it would be so preferred callback. I'm obviously gonna have to teach it to understand like, okay, referring to date received, right? It would refer to this, and then it would say, oh, if tomorrow, for keywords like tomorrow, add plus 1 day. It's a computer. You gotta talk to it like it's stupid sometimes. And then I would have to change a couple of these things. Um, but yeah, I could fix those things on my own. But for the most part, that bot worked perfectly. And if I did change client configuration, which I don't feel like testing, we're already 15 minutes in. But if I were to change client configuration and unload a whole new business, which I plan to do for the next hour or so, just test different industries, test out plumbing, see how it talks with plumbing. Does it know what it's talking about? Test out the other ones. You know what I mean? Make sure that whenever I onboard these systems into different kinds of businesses, it's actually a good AI. I'm trying to sell a good product here, not a dog shit product. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe. Peace.